Hello, beautiful and beloved ones. This is Lorelei from the Tightrope to 5D Music Reactions. And if that sounds like a weird name to you, stick around to the end. I'm going to give you a special message about this historic shift from third dimensional consciousness to fifth dimensional consciousness that has never happened before. But until then, we're going to do a reaction to DIMAS, SENOPATI and AXL doing Wind of Change. Here we go. I never could whistle. I could sing pretty well, but I never could whistle. My dad was a great whistler. Let's go back and hear that again. I mean, I can whistle, but it just doesn't sound good.
Follow the most far down to Gorky Bar, listening to the wind of day. An August summer night, soldiers passing by, listening to the wind of day. Is closing in, and did you ever think that we could be so close, like brothers?
That's a nice little harmony there, huh?
The future's in the air, I can feel it everywhere, blowing with the wind of day. Take me to the magic of the moment on a glory night, where the children of tomorrow dream away in the wind of day.
Don't they sound pretty together? Let's go back again.
Take me to the magic of the moment on a glory night, where the children of tomorrow dream away in the wind of day. Oh yeah. Walking down the street, and distant memories are buried in the past forever. I follow the most far down to Gorky Park, listening to the wind of change. Take me to the magic of the moment on a glory night, where the children of tomorrow share their dreams with you and me.
Oh, I gotta hear that again, guys. All that beautiful harmony. Hang on, we gotta go back and hear that again. Oh.
The wind of change. Take me to the magic of the moment on a glory night, where the children of tomorrow share their dreams with you and me. You and me. The wind of change blows straight into the face of time, like a strong wind that will rain the freedom bell for peace of mind. Let your banner like I sing what my guitar want to say.
So cool, that guitar. Awesome. I want to go back, but I don't want to take forever on this, so we'll go forward.
Take me to the magic of the moment on a glory night, where the children of tomorrow dream away in the wind of change. Wind of change.
Wow, my goodness. How great is that? Oh, and that is such a high vibrational song, friends. Talking about the wind of change, take me to the magic of the moment with the wind of change and the children of tomorrow. I didn't catch quite what they're doing, but it's something good. And the children, like it's looking to a future of beauty, a future of wonder. I mean, really, this is a very high vibration. It's a fifth dimensional song, I'm telling you. And the way they sing it, the beauty of it, the beauty of the harmonies and their voices blending together, and the sound of the guitar, and oh, this is wonderful. I mean, if you put it on a scale, my scale 1 to 10, 1 being very third dimensional, fear, pain, sadness, anger, and 10 being very fifth dimensional, love, peace, joy, bliss, harmony, oneness, unity. This is pretty high. I have to go like with a 9.5. Great job, guys. Wonderful. And this is really the kind of thing that pulls us toward the other higher dimensions. That's why I'm telling you about this scale here, so that you can see what do I want to listen to that will pull me forward, and that would do it. Fabulous. So great job. By the way, if you'd like to know a little bit about me, go to the About Me video on this channel, and it'll lead you to a longer video if you want to know more. And you can also go to the link here in the notes about Lorelei on Patreon, and that'll show you some of the things I've created that you might want to be involved in. Okay, and for my fifth dimensional message. Okay, how to make a difference for others in this fifth dimensional shift. So people ask this all the time, how do I make a difference for others? You see, this is something that we humans have a longing to do, right? Did you ever notice that? People have a longing to make a difference for others. And so this is a perfect time to ask ourselves, in this fifth dimensional shift, how do I make a difference for others? Well, this is a kind of a crazy dichotomy here in this kind of shift that's happening right now. The dichotomy is the difference you make for others is by coming over here and making a difference for yourself. It's by getting yourself on that fifth dimensional train, on that bandwagon, no matter what, and not letting anybody else or anything else keep you from getting on that bandwagon. And what do I mean by getting on that bandwagon? Being in those higher dimensional vibrations, being in the love and the peace and the joy and the unity and the oneness and the harmony. That's what I mean. And not letting anyone else keep you from being in there, because by being there and attending to your health and so forth and so on, but just by being there, you're a part of creating that world that works for everyone. You're a part of creating that fifth dimensional earth. Because obviously we can't create it if nobody's doing it. And this is an important time. It's like so crucially important right now to put the focus over here and get yourself on the bandwagon and do what you need to do to be there, to be in the higher vibrational energies. And this is for others what we would call a sort of a model for others to follow. You become the example. And that is so crucially important because for everyone has free will. Let's just understand that. We can't make another person out there do a single darn thing, right? Not even one single person out there can we make do anything. Even our children, our toddlers, right? They make it clear to us, right? No, I'm not gonna. So what we must do in order to have this happen and make this happen is get ourselves on board, and then somebody else get on board, and somebody else get on board, and somebody else get on board, and people are looking, they're going, oh, they're doing this great thing, let me go on there, because people will only do that. If they see something great, they're going to jump on board for themselves. But you can't pull them along, you can't shove them along, right? You just must get on board with that, and people must see like how happy and how wonderful and how joyful you are. And that's why I do this, by the way, because I live a great life and I love my life, and I want to like show you this is possible. This is possible. I can't make you do it. I can't push you or prod you or shove you, but I can show you I can do it myself. And then maybe you'll become interested. And it's pretty much a done deal that most of humanity is going to become interested, right? Once they know what's really going on and everything else. You see, it's this interesting dichotomy too, that we are moving from this world, what we would call of service to self, into the world of service to others. And that's what fifth dimension is, service to others, because it's all the unity and the oneness. But what do I mean by that? Because we've all been bending over backwards trying to help everybody else and do this and do that. Yeah, that doesn't cut it, folks, because you see, there is unity and oneness. So when we are not attending to our needs, and we're just working so hard for everybody else, not attending to our needs, it's actually not helpful for them or for us. You see, that is actually service to self in the sense that you are striving to be liked and loved and solve other people's problems, and you want, that's something you get out of your ego. You know, like in my ego, I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to be the one that gives and does this, and I don't want to give up my ego, so if that's what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to all about that, right? So, and that's not service to others. It's actually not. It just looks like it because it doesn't help anybody else. All of our, and I have a lot of that going on with my loved ones and my family and all, you know, but all of our bending over backward for everybody else and not attending to our own needs, it doesn't actually help other people. How do we know? Because they're exactly where they always were. Nothing ever gave them the impetus. With all of our striving to fix everything for them, nothing ever gives them the impetus to do it and make a change for themselves, or find that inner space where they could just be content and happy and joyful and have life work out from the inside, you see. And then you flip over, you say all those people that look like they're serving themselves, right? Because they're grabbing for power, they're grabbing for money, they're stepping on the other guy, right? What about those guys? Right? That's also a third dimensional thing, because they're striving for service to themselves, right? But they're not actually doing themselves a service. That's the craziness, because it doesn't sit well with the soul. And that's just going to give them life after life after life to have to keep living to learn the lesson. So it also doesn't work to step all over other people, right? That, you know, and that is service to self. Right? We can see that clearly, but it doesn't help the self, because it doesn't grow the self. It doesn't bring the self to the higher vibrations. You're never, if you notice, in that kind of life, and I know people in that too, you're not in that joy, you're not in that fun, you're not in that ease and that play and all that, because you're just always striving to, you know, get more and have more and be bigger and have more power and have more money, and it's a yuck life, right? So what's actually service to others, like in a higher vibration? Like we know in fifth dimension, we are unity, we are oneness. So quite obviously, I got to treat myself well, and I treat others well. I do treat myself well in the higher vibrations, because there's none of that other crap going on that would make me do it another way. And I do treat others well. right? Because again, there's none of that crap that would help make me do it another way, right? So here we are in this reality, still looking, getting ourselves closer to fifth dimension. It is necessary to take excellent care of ourselves and get ourselves and I mean ourselves like our body, mind, and spirit. Get ourselves in the higher vibrational energies and be around other people that do that and everything else and be the example. And this is actually a service to others, to all of humanity. I hope you guys are understanding this and getting this. And the other piece of it is that for when you're the person who's always like bending over backwards, giving, a lot of times there are places where you act out, you know? You just get fed up to hear what doing for everybody, and suddenly now you're barking at everybody and grouching and this and that, right? It just happens, right? And all you're giving doesn't make up for that one kind of nasty thing, you know, that people carry in their minds and their hearts. So it just really doesn't work. Neither the giving and never caring for yourself, nor the only thinking about yourself, self. Neither of those works. So it takes stellar care of the self, which will allow us to have the energy and the love to actually give from the heart, not from an ego space to others, but from the heart. Not because we want people to like us or we want to like be who like everybody thinks we're the best person or we're the nicest and the most giving. No, none of that. But to give from the heart for just the joy of giving and the joy of being of service. And that's how it is in the higher realms. It's so joyful to be of service. And it's joyful to accept the beautiful service others bring to us and their gifts and so on and so on. It's all joyful. So, how you make the difference for others, just to wrap it all up in a neat little bow in this historic shift, is you make the difference for yourself. You get like it's like this. It's like you got no other job. Your only job here is get your butt in a happy, joyful, loving space and stay there. And by the way, if you do that, all of those, the abundance and the prosperity and all that comes to you. It comes to you. In its own timing, God's or divine timing, we'll say, but it comes to you by being that and by doing that. You don't have to strive for it. It just comes naturally. And believe me, I can attest to this. I can tell you because I've been in both spaces. And the striving never worked. Only the being in the space of it, the being in the higher dimensional space, that's what really works. Okay, beloved one, so I'm sending you that beautiful fifth dimensional energy, the love, the peace, the joy, the bliss, the unity, the oneness, the knowing that what I do to me, I do to you, and what I do to you, you do to me. So let's all do great to everybody. Here we go, coming at you now. Namaste. I honor the God in you.
How we